Okie dokie, guys. Does everybody have their pencil? Does everybody have their highlighter? Coda, thank you. Alrighty, today's learning objectives and success criteria are: I can write a paragraph response about the text. And for this activity, we're going to do a deep dive on our book that we read last week and into this week, which was Grace for President. We've read this book quite a few times, haven't we, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want us to focus and use our writing skills to go over this paragraph, okay? We've also been talking about making connections the last 3-4 weeks, right? When we read our independent text, we make connections. Get out your book, writing workshop book, page 14, please. Thank you. Okay? Highlighter as well. So, when we make connections, and I know we just introduced this, what kind of things should we have in our paragraph to start our paragraph off? What key information does our reader have to know? Do you remember? Izzy.
The main idea.
Okay, but when I'm starting off my paragraph, what key information do I need to let my writer know? What key information do I need to let them know? Amena. Okay. So we need to let our reader know a connection. Good. Who can tell me what else I should have in my first paragraph? Hoda. Okay, we need the details. Okay, to the connection. I like that. So are you talking about like direct information, right? Well, remember we called that citing, right? We used our parentheses, citations, right? I like that. What else should I have? Cece. Okay, so that's our connections and our details. There's one really important, it goes in pairs. Really important thing that needs to go together. Kylan. It's okay. What's one really important thing? Izzy.
The title and the author.
Title and the author, right? All this information that I just put up here are very important for us to see in our first paragraph, right? So, we're going to look for each one of these when we read this paragraph about our story, Grace for President. Is it okay if we don't hit each one of these? Is it okay if we don't see all of them? I'm going to put a star next to ones that I think should really be up there, though. Should we definitely have the title and the author? Okay. Should we definitely let our reader know a connection? Okay. Some sort of connection that we make. I will find them for you. Okay? Sometimes when we're writing our paragraphs, we won't have our citations. Okay? That's all right. Sometimes I'll ask you just to give me details. Okay? And I don't want a direct quote. All right? So that's one of them where we can have it sometimes and we might not have it other times. So let's do a deep dive into this paragraph together. All right? And I want us to use our highlighters today to highlight those starred criteria that I put up on our board. Okay, so we're going to be looking for title and author, and we're going to be looking for connections to the text. Okay? All right. Are we ready? Point to the first word. Okay, it says, Reading Grace for President by Kelly DiPocho reminded me of the time we voted for a class pet in my second grade classroom. Just like how Grace tried to convince people to vote for her by promising things, friends tried to convince other friends to vote for their choice of class pet by promising things too. Also, the vote between getting a hamster and getting a turtle was really close. Just like the vote between Grace and Thomas, remembering how we vote in school helped me enjoy Grace for President more because I could relate to it. Okay, so let's go back now, and I want you guys to tell me stop when you hear any of our starred suggestions up on the board. So I'll remind you. One of them is letting our reader know about a connection. Another one is title and author. So I just want you to say stop if you hear me say any of those connections. Okay? I'm going to read it again. Reading Grace for President.
Stop.
Okay. Who can raise their hand and identify why you had me stop? Kylan.
I stopped because you heard the title.
Okay, let's highlight it. Grace for President, is that our title?
Yeah.
Now I want you to take your pencil and I want you to draw a line just a little bit above it. I'll zoom in for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. Just a little line, and let's write title. This is called labeling, okay? So if you were to look back on this, you know where the title is, okay? Yes, Audrey. All right, let's continue on. Reading Grace for President. We know this is our title now. By Kelly Dupuccio. Okay, who can raise their hand and tell me why you just had me stop? Kimberly.
Because it's all the author.
This is the author. Let's highlight it. Now, again, we're gonna label. This is the author. So if you were to go back to this on another day and you just wanted to read this paragraph again, now you know immediately where the title is and you know where the author is. Two very important things to know when you're retelling a story, right? Okay, let's keep reading. Reminded me of the time we voted for a class pet in second grade classroom. Just like how Grace convinced people to vote for her by promising things. Okay, who would like to raise their hand and tell me why you had me stop? Izzy.
Because there's showing a connection by the voting.
Good. Do you know what the phrase was that was the connection part? Izzy, keep going.
About how they voted for a class pet and how they voted for a class president.
Good. So I'm going to point out right here for future reference. Some words will help us make the connection, just like when we made sentence starters, right? So last week we made a couple where it was like, I believe that this happened in the text, right? You're connecting two things. Or I have also experienced this in my life, right? So one of the ways that you can connect things is right here. It says, just like how. So they're comparing themselves. Just like how Grace tried to convince people to vote for her by promising things, friends tried to convince other friends to vote for their choice of class pet by promising things. Okay? They're making the connection because they both did the same thing, right? They both made promises. All right, let's keep going. Also, the vote between getting a hamster and getting a turtle was really close. Just like the vote between Grace and Thomas. Jimena.
You said it was really close, just like
Do you see how that key phrase was used again? That means that they're comparing, correct? They're making the connection?
Yeah.
Okay. Remembering how do we vote in school helped me enjoy Grace for President more because I could relate to it. So, let's go back here where it says just like. We can write that it was a connection. Connection between what? Connection between what? Coda.
The connection between them was it was the same phrase with different words.
So they're comparing what happened in the book to what? I don't want the example they gave, but Izzy?
What happened to them?
What happened to them? Good job. Remember, when we're making connections, most of the time I'm asking you to connect it back to your life, correct? So we're reading the story, and we're learning about these new characters and their lives, and then I'm wanting you to connect it back to your own experiences, correct? That's what the author of this paragraph did. This is another student. This is a student, a fourth grade student wrote this. Okay? So, now I'm going to ask you to take inspiration, okay, from this paragraph. And I'm going to have you try to make your own connection to the Race for President story. Okay? Directly under it, you'll have some room. All right? Remember, some things that you must have in your paragraph are the title and author. And you must have a connection. Of course, capitals and periods always. In a complete sentence, complete thought. Okay? For now, we can take the citation off. I'm mostly looking for a connection. And I want to see that you included the title and the author. Yes, Coda? Try your best. That's all I'm asking right now. Okay? So use the paragraph above for inspiration for you. What kind of connection can you make to our story, Grace for President? Okay? You can always brainstorm some of the ideas off to the side, and this can help you as you think about what you're going to write. Okay? I'm going to put 7-minute timer up for us. Yes, Kylan. Not right now. Thank you for asking though. put your connection. Make sure you have the author and the title at the first. At the beginning. So, you know how the title of the story is Mr. President. And the author name is also the title of the story Perfect. You get your independent reading. So when I had some good questions. Can I put the title and the author at the end?
No.
It might be a little confusing to your reader, right? You want to tell your reader right away what story you're talking about. If I give you a bunch of details about a book and you don't know what the book is, you don't know the title, you don't know anything, aren't you going to be confused? So right at the beginning, you should be telling me the author and the title. Because that tells me as a reader, oh, okay, I'm going to read a paragraph about race for president, and now I know who the author is. Her name's Kelly DiPuccio, and here's the connection that my author has made. Yes. Okay, at this time, I want you to leave your notebook.
Kelsey,
Yes.
can I get Serenity for her instrument?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, I want you to leave your writing notebook on your desk, push in your chair, go line up for specials.